From your injury, I had a friend who
Which
spoke.
one?
You did torn labrum.
Oh yeah, what about?
I had a colleague who's spoken to some of the functional movement guys. Have you worked with Elliot Williams and Tom Zhang, and how have they kind of helped you recover?
Hawkeyes? Yeah. I mean, they work with the team. I worked with them almost every single day since I've gotten here. They're one of the most important parts of my recovery each and every single week. Just from a functional movement standpoint. After a game when you get hit like a bunch of times, your body's kind of out of whack, and they always help me get it back to square one, which allows me to play week in and week out. They're incredible. They're incredibly professional. They have a great time doing what they do, and the amount of guys that they've helped in the 3 years I've been here is uncountable.
George, I just spoke to Travis Kelce not too long ago. Yes. He talked about the brotherhood that you guys have as tight ends. He gave a lot of praise as a player. Asked him to talk a little bit about you, and he described you as like a hell of a competitor. How was you guys' relationship? How would you describe him as a player? And what it's like to have two like the best tight ends playing in the same Super Bowl?
Whenever I've been a fan of Travis Kelce since I was in college. My position coach made me do homework assignments on him to watch him because he's one of the top guys in the league. So I've been watching him for 5-6 years now, which is his whole career. When you got a guy like that who's done it for so long, and 4 years in a row at 1,000 yards plus, no one's done it, so it's pretty incredible. The tight end position is a brotherhood. It really is. I think we do such a good job, trying to stay in touch, tight ends. And what I love about it is every tight end has such a respect for the next guy on the next team. I watch like 5-6 tight ends weekly, and I just try to make it random because I can learn something from everybody. Whether that's Ertz, whether that's Ingram, O.J. Howard. You can learn stuff from guys everywhere. And Travis Kelce as a competitor is incredible. Like I said, 4 1,000-yard seasons in a row is nuts. I think he's the best red zone threat in the NFL. He just doesn't not score. It's crazy. I got to learn something from him on that, I guess. As a competitor, he's one of a kind. And what I love about him, my favorite thing is just how much fun he has when he plays on the field. And I think that's one thing we definitely share, just our passion and love for the game. I think it's very unique, but just being able to share the field with him is going to be really special.
Appreciate your answer. Thank you.
The major story is the Niners team against Kansas City's offense. Are people seizing on your offense?
They can. We've done a pretty good job this year. I think we've ran it like 80-something times in 2 games. I guess it's boring to some people. It's really beautiful to me when you rush the ball that many times. So, they can sleep on us. It's whatever. We're still going to be out there on Sunday, and we're going to run the ball down someone's throat.
And the defense from Kansas City, what are your thoughts on them?
Their entire defense, it's a really good.
Oh, Matthew.
Their whole defense is really, really good. They have a lot of really good players. I think they all play really well off each other too. Their D-line's incredible. They have 4 great guys across the front. I love their linebackers. I played with Anthony Hitchens in college. He's awesome. I played with Ben Neiman in college. Always had great battles with them. And their DBs are special. Matthew's kind of the guy that makes their whole engine click, and the plays that he makes week in, week out are special. Whether it's interceptions, tackles, he's not really scared of anything. So when you got a guy that's not scared of anything, it makes it a lot easier.
And do you remember the last year's game? What do you learn about that game? Or you're not going to...
Kansas City?
Yeah.
They had a different defensive structure, so you can't really do too much. They have a lot of different players. They were good last year. They beat us, and they were good this year.
George, it seems like
from Japanese TV. Actually, you mentioned about the pro wrestling at the opening night.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite wrestler?
Who's my favorite wrestler? For me personally, The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin are 2 of my favorite, all-time current wrestlers. I love Seth Rollins because he's from Davenport, Iowa. So I'm an Iowa guy. Outside of WWE, I love Pentagon. I like lucha wrestling. I think it's incredible, and just the swagger that he has is unmatched. I'm kind of a fan of everybody. I just like wrestling and watching how different it is. I think like Charlotte Flair in the women's division is insane, the things that they do. I just watch everything. There's not really anyone I don't like. I just kind of like watching everybody.
Have you seen the Japanese wrestling?
I have. I got to go to Ring of Honor in New York this past year, which was really, really cool. And it's so much fun. I watched actually a lot of great matches. I'm terrible with some of the names, but there's some matches I watched at Ring of Honor last year that were incredible by Japanese wrestlers. It was so fun, and just the passion they have for it. It's unmatched.
George, it seems like
Yeah.
I like that shirt.
Yeah, I like this.
I like
George.
that. Hi.
How you doing, man?
I'm excellent. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. It seems like you kind of take an old school approach, kind of like to the game. Just the way you block, it seems like you take more pride in that than catching the ball at times.
Yeah.
Where does that come from, George?
Run game really comes from my dad. Like I said earlier, I had a blocking pad and a blocking sled. That's what I hit, you know, when I was a kid. That's all I did was run game. You know, my dad had my entire 5th grade football team doing pass setting drills, quarterback included. You know, that's just the emphasis it was on. And he was offensive lineman, so we just kind of share that mindset. And you know, he always explained to me that, you know, everyone can catch a ball, but it takes effort and love to learn how to block. And then being at Iowa for 5 years, you know, first thing I heard on campus was you're either going to run. If you don't run block as an Iowa tight end, you're never going to play. And me being 6'2", 200 pounds, I was like, I got to figure something out, otherwise I'm never going to play here. And you know, the amount of blocking that you do, whether it's, you know, 9-on-7 blocks, you know, 1-on-1 stuff, if you don't love it, then it's going to be a grind. And so I just put a lot of pride into that. And now, for me, run blocking is the one thing I really grade myself on, because stats and catches and all that stuff. You know, Coach Shanahan's going to scheme that up, and you know, I'm going to catch the ball. But you know, the run game is where it takes heart.
In training camp, we spoke, and you told me a story about someone confusing you with C.J. Beathard. I would imagine people aren't confusing you with anybody anymore.
No, that definitely still happens. I still get the C.J. thing. I was on a flight home this past off season, and the guy in front of me was like, "Yeah, dude, I went to Iowa. CJ, I hope you have a great season this year." I was like, "Seriously? You went to Iowa? And you're a Niners fan? Wow, what a coincidence, dude." I was like, "Yeah, sick. It's awesome."
NWO Hollywood or NWO Wolfpack?
Oh, I like Hollywood.
Hollywood?
I like
He was a Hollywood guy. Who's your favorite? Who's
So-
your favorite guy in that group?
For me, I didn't really get into wrestling until like my sophomore year of college. So like, I'm good on the, like, I like the old school stuff. I watch it when I can, but I didn't like grow up in it, which was hard for me. So, but definitely, you know, anytime, you know, I saw the belt with the black letters on it, always got me. That was always fun for me.
Okay, and your preparation going into the game,
Yeah.
is the routine going to stay the same?
Yeah, why change it? It's worked for me so far.
Celebration dance for Sunday.
Oh, I don't see. Last time I tried to plan a celebration, I blacked out and I totally forgot what I was supposed to do, and I looked really bad on film, and I got made fun of by my whole team. So I'm just going to let it come naturally, or I'll like give it to an offensive lineman for him to spike it.
So if we get the individual run out or anything, will we get anything spectacular coming from you?
Yeah, that's what the show's for, worth watching, right, baby?
All right, man. I'm waiting. Thank you.
What's up, sports fans? Breon Page here with Fanatics Viewed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed watching and you want to see more content, subscribe down below.